here we are behind the scenes, and with us now is Darcy Novick from Bosom Buddies. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. So this is your show.
It is.
Okay.
14th year in a row.
Now, how did you decide to start this?
Well, 15 years ago, someone at my office got Lou Gehrig's disease, and he hit his lifetime max on insurance. So we decided to have a comedy show and raise money for the family. So we decided, I don't know how, but let's rent out Westbury Music Fair. And we did it, and when we practically sold out. And that was the first year, and it's just been a tradition every year, and we were giving to a different charity every year until about 5 years ago when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and now it's all turned to Bosom Buddies and breast cancer.
And when you did get that diagnosis here, you had been raising money all these years. So I guess you just went right to work and said, well, okay, well now I'm part of the whole statistic
Give
too.
me my money back. I need
And make me laugh. Make me laugh, make me feel better.
Exactly.
So over the years, you've worked with a lot of comics, but who's on the dais tonight? Who's up there?
Oh, tonight we have, the show is hosted by my best friend, Richie Minervini, and we have John Pizzi and Chris Roach from Kevin Can Wait, Tugboat Manny, and Bob DiBuono.
Wow.
We've got a big lineup.
And you've been friends with some of them for a very long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just many years.
Yeah.
Richie the longest, about
Now-
100 years.
So you're also performing tonight, right? And so you said you've been walking, kind of getting used to it. What is that like for you from the moment of like trying to run this whole big thing, but then also perform at the same time?
It makes running it very easy. The running it part is easy now. It's the 5 minutes of performing that is really hard for me.
Okay. And what is your opening joke about? You don't have to give it to me, but just kind of what's it about?
It's about where I live.
Okay. And then it's all from there, right?
Kind of my life.
Yeah. So all you got to do is get the first one. As long as you get that first one, it just kind of will come sequentially to you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Where was the first stage you ever performed comedy on? And what was that first moment like for you?
It was at Brokerage Comedy Club. It was my graduating class from Stand Up University that you went to also. And it was probably the scariest night of my life. And then you get all these laughs and you think it's great, but it's all friends and family. So you get this like false sense of, oh, maybe I'm funny. And then from there I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this again.
Well, you are very funny. We're looking forward to having a wonderful night with you. And if people weren't able to come to the show this year, but they wanted to make a donation, is there a website or a way that they could help participate or sponsor next year's event?
They can get in touch with me at thebosombuddies.com.
Okay. And then you'll take it.
And then I can take it from there. We donate everything to Making Strides for the American Cancer Society and Comedy Cures with Saranne Rothberg. So yeah, money goes to good use.
Well, enjoy. And I know you're off to Frank Steaks because you have people over there that are holding a baked potato for you. What do you put on your baked potato?
Nothing.
Just plain? Just naked. All right, she's off to have a naked.
Watching, I don't even have a baked potato.
Ixnay on the baked potato nay. Okay, stay tuned for more on Live It Up. It's going to be a great night. But there's a big fundraiser going on tonight, and it's all about the American Cancer Society and the Comedy Cures Foundation.
Woohoo!
Which is your baby. So tell us about that, Saranne.
Yes, I gave birth to the Comedy Cures Foundation April 30th, 1999. I was in the chemo chair, and I had thrown a chemo comedy party. And this vision of bringing therapeutic entertainment into the trenches of treatment just descended upon me in the middle of getting chemotherapy. And from that day till now, we're over 1 million people worldwide. We've been on multiple continents, and we just make going through hard stuff in life a lot more fun. And all these comedians help us, and we're very grateful to Darcy Novick, who is the producer of this event tonight and has an organization herself called Bosom Buddies. And she gives a percentage of each ticket to the Comedy Cures Foundation and to the American Cancer Society. And we love coming out to Long Island every year. And we love having this big reunion. It's like a high school reunion almost. We see the same people come out and support us. And there's always a varied lineup of comedians. And then they all come and help the charity. and perform for us, and it's just really special. And I can't believe we finally got you out here. I was waiting for you to come with Live It Up and be part of the festivities.
I'm very happy to be here tonight, and you know, I got to see some of the acts perform and warming up, and I laughed so hard that when you laugh so hard that you like feel like you're coughing up a lung.
Yeah.
Tonight's one of those nights. So.
Well, it really is nonstop laughter, and we've been doing it for over a decade here. And Long Islanders love to laugh. You know, it's just been the birthplace of so many comedy careers. Kevin James is here tonight, and it's always an honor. He sneaks in and visits off and on every year. You know, we hope he's in town. One year he came in a motorcycle and visited with us, and it's just really special. There's like a brotherhood and sisterhood to the comedians in Long Island, and we do shows all over the world, but it's very different when you do comedy out here. It's just really different.
Well, I thank you, Manny. Okay, hey, with us now in the green room, and it's actually green. Unlike many green rooms I've ever seen, this is green. It's pretty cool, right? Is Manny. How are you, Tugboat Manny?
I'm doing awesome. I'm really excited. I feel great.
Oh my gosh. So we met outside when we were backstage coming in here, and you shared with me a beautiful story about your why, like why you're here tonight. So can you just share that a little bit with me?
Oh, yeah. 3 years ago, May 31st, 2013, I came here to see Richie Minervini and Kevin James perform. And it was right after I took a class at Stand Up University. And I took a picture before the show started. It was the second show of the night. Kevin and Richie, they sold out 2 shows that night. So we were the latest show. And I was so excited. I went all by myself. I was like a little kid at a football game, you know?
Yeah.
And I took a picture of the stage, and I remember I made a post up to Facebook, and I said, one day. And
what did that one day mean to you? That one day you were gonna what? It's gonna make me cry. We just started the interview.
Huh.
That one day what? What was gonna happen for you, Manny?
that I was going to perform here.
You're here.
And I'm here.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
You also said to me that you wear your mom's bracelet from hospice. Tell us about your mom.
Yeah, my mother has a lot to do with my comedy act and my life, and I wear her bracelet that she passed away from in hospice, and she turned to me and she asked me if I was going to be okay when she died. And I never had a moment like that with my mother, and I'll never forget it. And I leaned up and I said, Mom, I'm going to be fine. I said, everything's going to be great. And I told her, I said, I'm going to make it big one day in comedy. And it was very peaceful. It was unbelievable. It was the most magical moment I ever had with my mother.
And tonight you're performing and knowing that the money is going to a good cause, helping other families that are in need, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a shame that cancer is in our life, but it affects everybody. And if it doesn't affect somebody immediately that you know, or a friend, my uncle, I thought in 2012, I thought that I was going to lose him, and he's still fighting away, taking all the medicines, taking all the, the chemotherapy and everything, and, then his platelets will drop, and, it's a strong, it's terrible, and this is huge, and I became friendly with Darcy, and unbelievable story how I'm friendly with her.
And so she invited you to be part of the program tonight. You're
Yeah.
going to be performing.
Yeah.
I asked her the same thing. You don't have to tell me what your first bit is, but what is it about? What's your first? When you're walking onto the stage, what's the first bit? What's the topic of your first bit?
Well, I do self-deprecation.
Okay.
So, and that's it's a lot of fun. It's really exciting, and I do, and then I do a little facial expression with it and stuff, and it's unbelievable. And I love the sound of laughter, and there's nothing like laughter and a good cause.
Can I give you a kiss on your cheek?
Absolutely.
Mwah! I get it. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Stay tuned for more on Live It Up, Donna Drake and Tugboat Manny. Yay, yay. All right, here we are once again with yet another amazing comic. We are in the green room. So much fun. Now, this used to be called Westbury Music Fair. People still call it that, but it's actually, what is it now? NY?
NYCB. I always call it Westbury Music Fair.
Now, did you ever work here when it just used to be a tent?
I actually used to sneak in. Back in the day, it was just a tent, and it was had really bad drainage. So it was only open in the summertime. They didn't have air conditioning and heating. So it was only open in the summertime. So if Don Rickles was headlining, there'd be a singer, Suzanne Summers or something, opening. Well, I couldn't afford to come and pay for the tickets. So it was a no-smoking theater. So what I would do is drive in really early, get a good spot by one of the exit doors, and after the singer got off stage, they would open the doors for the smokers. Now, I was not a smoker, but I would come out of my car, I would lay on my seat, and I would time it, come out of my car with a cigarette, and they would ding the bell, and then I would walk in, and I would go see Don Rickles and Bob Hope and Shecky Green, and I never paid for any of them. Yeah, and fun to have a guy like Rodney Dangerfield come up to you and go, "I'll tell you, kid, you're funny. You're definitely going places." I said, "You think so?" He said, "Yeah, you're not coming back here, you know." So he said, "I'm kidding. Take it easy, you know." So it was working, and all the comedians are like that. The bigger they are, they love young comedians.
But Richie, you did that for so many comedians now. Do you know what I'm saying? They really credit you for opening so many doors for them. Is that why, like, somebody was nice to you, so you decided to be nice to them?
I didn't know any other way. I didn't know any other way. I mean, that's the way I was. I mean, I got to do. I met Jackie Mason there. I laughed. I was a good laugher. You want to have a little something to eat? Who? Me and you. So we went across the street, and he's making me laugh. But every so often I made him laugh. I go, "Oh my God, I'm making Jackie Mason laugh," and so it got going like that. Yeah. So they took you on your wing. "Hey, I'm going to do a gig in Florida. You want to come?" "Me? Well, I don't have the money for a flight." "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." Flight, hotel, and then you hung out. Next thing I know, I'm writing jokes with him, and I would go on stage and didn't have the comfort and the confidence of my joke, and the audience didn't laugh. But I would tell him about it. I go, "That's funny. Do you mind if I try that?" And he would go on stage, and here's the great Jackie Mason.
Wow.
Getting crushing laughs at my joke. He said, "I just did that joke last night." He goes, "You got to throw your shoulders back. You got to get dressed. You got to look like you do. You know, you got to." And I said, "Oh, okay, all right." So it got to be a while. At one point I was getting funny. He said, "You're getting funnier. How are you doing that?" I go, "Well, I do my jokes in your voice. I do my jokes in your voice, and then I'm embarrassed. Then I switch it back to my voice. If I laugh in your voice, then I know it's funny because you know." So he goes, "You're in good company." Carl Reiner told me he does the same thing. Yeah. So I you know, this is an exciting a moment to play at Westbury Music Fair.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better than this.
No, I'm so, like I said, I'm so honored to meet you because, as I said, over all the years, every comedian I've ever met, they said that you're the guy, and that they owe you a big thank you. So I asked Manny if I could give him a kiss for good luck. May I give you a kiss for good luck?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we are, living it up. Mwah. All right.
I am now living it up. All right, that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Best of luck. Break a leg. Break both. All
You
right.
got it.
Stay
Done.
tuned for more on Live It Up.
Thanks.
All right. So, my friend, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm excited.
Good. With every interview, it keeps getting louder and louder because people are starting to come into the theater.
And they're getting all ready, and it's going to be a big show tonight.
Yes. Now, tonight's for breast cancer. Do you have a personal why? Like why you're here tonight? Has cancer affected your life at all?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so unfortunately prevalent. I mean, I have my girlfriend's mom is dealing with breast cancer. My grandmother had breast cancer. My dad's girlfriend had breast cancer. So yeah, I mean, I think it affects everybody. I think everybody has somebody they know or a relative who's had it. So this is a big deal, you know, for all of us.
When did you know that you were funny? At what age? How did it appear to you?
I don't even know if I'm
Maybe
not,
you might not be funny. I don't know. Maybe he's not
Maybe,
funny. I've never met him
I
before.
just wanted attention. I was when I was like 8 or 9. I used to love Tim Conway and watching Carol Burnett, and I used to love doing characters. And for me, I used to love just getting attention because that was my way of making people happy. Made me feel important. and a sense of self-belonging. So started at 8 or 9, and here I am. Years later, still doing it.
Now you've had some kicking moments, some big experiences so far. So tell us like maybe one or two of the highlights for you.
Well, the biggest thing was this year. I was doing Donald Trump on the nightly show, and I actually was putting together a reel for SNL. And I pitched it because I knew it was a political show, and they loved the Trump, and Larry Wilmore loved the Trump. I went on, and after the first night, it was kind of like an audition, and they loved it. And after that, it was history. They signed me to an exclusivity deal as their official Trump guy through November, and it was a great run, really excellent. Now I'm just looking for the next project.
Now, when that happened, who was the first person that you called to say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be on"?
My mom.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother. My mother, before I was ever a comedian, was the biggest supporter of me. I wouldn't have had the courage to be a comedian if she didn't push me. Because my dad was always like, you're not going to make it as a comedian. I mean, it's so hard to be an artist. You got to have the day job. You got to have security. And, I wanted to go for it. I figured I could always go back to the day job in sales and work at a desk and be depressed. And why not go for it and do, follow the dream. I always tell people that comedians are like broken toys, The normal people in the rest of the world are the ones, at Christmas time, they're on the shelf, and comedians, we're a little bit off center. So we're the ones that, like, with the broken arm, they're like half price, clearance, because we think differently, we act differently, and we live differently. So
That's absolutely true. And,
Yeah.
it's going to be a wonderful, fun night tonight.
I really hope so. I hope we don't disappoint.
No, we won't. So happy journeys to you. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And is there a website if people wanted to learn more about you?
Yeah, my website is Bob DiBuono, DiBuono.com, and all my TV reels are on there, and people can hire me or book me off there and see all my stuff.
It's a fun last name. It's almost like the bingo song, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O.
UONO. Yeah.
All right, stay tuned for more on Live It Up.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
I
darling.
really enjoyed it. Up next on Live It Up, it's Chris Roach. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hi, Donna.
Hello, my friend. So we're here at Westbury Music Fair tonight. Darcy Novick's big cancer fundraiser. Why did you say yes that you wanted to perform here tonight?
Because I heard Richie Minervini was going to be on the show, and he owed me money.
$1.99, right? That's one way of collecting. So, my friend, you're here tonight and you're performing. Have you been at Westbury before? How many times have you been on stage here?
Once, one other time before, I opened for a country singer,
Okay.
and the reception was, I say, okay. It was pretty good.
You were the warm-up act
It was a
for like
warm-up. I think they were
Rascal Flats or who?
It was Trace Atkins,
Okay.
and at the time I had no idea who he was.
And did you come here when it was the Westbury Music Fair?
Yes,
As a- okay.
you know what I seen here? I saw a couple great shows here. I saw Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal show. And I also saw Weird Al Yankovic. When I tell people I saw Weird Al Yankovic, they're like, really? I'm like, he's such an amazing showman. He's just incredible. What an incredible show. And I saw Brian Regan, who I think was here last night, who's also an unbelievable comedian. So I saw some great shows here. And I got to open up here for Trace. And it was interesting because I did a half hour. And the show rotated one way for 15 minutes, then stopped and rotated the other way. And I think this was like 7 years ago. I think I ran out of material. Something. Some guy was sitting in the front. And he wasn't laughing. And I looked at him. I said, "You know what? When I come back around, you better not be here." And I got a big laugh.
I got lost tonight because I was up in the box office and I came back through and the theater's empty and I'm like, was it F? Was it door G? Was it row A? I'm like, let's make a deal. So I had to call for help. I actually had to call and say, please, I don't know how to get out of here.
Yeah, that's another thing when you're on stage. You forget there's like 8 aisles. You're like, which one did I come down? And thank God there was a woman with a pen light saying, "Over here, idiot." And I'm like, okay.
So your bit tonight, I was asking the guys this, don't tell me your first joke, but what is your first bit about? What is the subject matter of it, the topic?
I always feel I like to just come straight out with what I'm thinking. I always tell like newer comics, if you could do anything, you know what your first joke is. If you could prolong getting to that as long as you can, rather than just diving right into it and seeming robotic, You want to ease them into it. Unlike a Tonight Show where you got to boom, you got to hit them, but
So we're here tonight to like raise some awareness, to have a little bit of fun, right? Make a difference in the lives of others. You in your own personal journey, like things have changed a little bit, because you got a role on a hit show, that's now an international show, right? Did you know that? No, it got picked up, Chris. I don't know if you've been I don't know if you've been following Facebook, but all of us that are your friends.
Private dust.
Oh my gosh. So you've been a working comic for a long time, and
Yeah,
then
14 years.
yeah. So you're not an overnight success, but this is a big deal for you. What's going on now in your world?
No, I'm hoping I'm this relaxed when I get interviewed by like Ellen or somebody. I feel very relaxed. And I'm just leaning here like this. But if I get interviewed by Ellen, I'll be like, huh? No. Yes. No.
Wait. You know, people picture people in their underwear, you know, from the Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah.
Just picture Ellen with my face, Chris, and just pretend like it's me, and it'll all be okay. But you're on Kevin Can Wait now.
Yes.
Okay.
It's incredible, surreal experience. Really, it's been incredible. Yeah.
And Mott, is it after the like applesauce? Like why the
I don't
name
know-
Mott?
I honestly don't know where the character came from.
Really?
I don't even know if that's a nickname or, like, there's the other character, Goody, and a couple episodes, his wife walks in and she says, Tyrone Caesar Goodman, and we were like, Caesar. Like, I thought Goody was like maybe, I guess his. Then you find out when you're like, okay, his name's Tyrone Caesar Goodman. Right now, I know my name's Mott, and I think in a couple episodes, I'll find out what my first name is.
Mott's good.
Mott is good,
Yes.
or as I say, Mott is hot with 2 T's. I'm being interviewed here.
Somebody need you?
Damn it, Darcy.
Darcy, is that you? Do you need him? Come on in. Have a seat. Hi.
If it was Ellen, would
It's
you do this? Get
Darcy.
in here.
Of course she would. This is Darcy.
Hi.
And this is her show. Do you really need him?
What?
Do you really need him?
Do I need who?
This is pandemonium. No, she needs Richie. She needs
Do I
Richie.
need a Richie? Richie's
Oh, I
brother.
thought you said Richie. I thought you said Chris.
No, Richie's brother flew
is
in
so great.
from North Carolina, and we just surprised him.
Oh, that's so nice. And I saw that there's rainbow cookies out there.
There are.
Yeah.
The surprises don't stop tonight.
Is he the brother that's a sports announcer?
No,
I want to meet him.
that's correct. He's not coming.
This is great.
If you need a used car.
Because she's my good friend, Donna's my good friend, so it's a very relaxed atmosphere. Rick Eberly's over there.
Yeah, we're just hanging out in the
Shout
green
out.
room.
Shout out to Riak.
Riak.
So
Is that
fun.
his new name? It is so fun.
This one, I feel
And-
like I could pass gas right now and it would be okay.
I'm in a really bad.
I already smelled your garlic breath. Now you want me to smell something else? I
Go
don't
have
know.
the chicken sandwich. It's
How good
delicious.
is that?
Oh, it's so good, but the garlic is
We
so
need, like,
strong.
We said it was Garden City Pizza. Is that correct? Who?
It is
Oh, it
Garden
is Garden City Pizza. Good. We want to make sure we give the right, shout out to the right people or
Yes,
whatever.
Garden City Pizza. Ben King's donated the beautiful breast cancer.
Oh, I like the Event Kings
Oh,
people.
nice. Very nice.
they are
Very
nice.
They're
nice.
great people.
Okay, so now, did the house doors open yet?
Yes.
Oh, they're coming? People are coming in? Oh my gosh, it's almost showtime. I'm so excited.
I gotta
okay.
write some jokes.
Oh my gosh, I know. But anyway, I love you. You're awesome.
love you.
We've been friends for a very long time, and tonight's gonna rock.
It's gonna rock.
Woo! Live it up with Chris Roach right here. Yeah!
Word up.
Woo! With us now is John Pizzi, P-I-Z-Z-I. How are you?
I'm good. Just got here. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, so you said you grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn, New York, in the 60s, early 60s.
You
And
look good.
then I moved across the country. Yeah, I'm 100 years old.
You're looking good.
Then I moved across the country to Staten Island,
Okay.
and then I lived in Buffalo. I lived a lot of places, but actually, I'm originally from New York, and so I love Long Island, New York. I love the boroughs. It's cool.
When did you start doing this comedy thing?
Comedy started in 1989 in Pips Comedy Club in Brooklyn, and I did pretty well. And they said if you did well in Pips, that you weren't a good comic.
There you go.
Apparently,
I used to say
apparently
Peoria, but now it's Pips.
No, it's Pips. Pips was a great club. That's where I came at it.
Now, when you were growing up, was it middle school? Was it high school? When did you start being able to do this type of
The
stuff?
ventriloquism, huh?
Yeah.
I was actually, I was a magician as a kid. I loved magic, and I still to this day do a lot of magic. So I loved magic, and then suddenly a show came on in the late 70s called Soap, and there was a ventriloquist on it, and I just was fascinated by it, and I begged my father to buy me a dummy. And he was an Italian guy. He goes, "What are you going to do with a dummy?" And he bought me a puppet, and I kind of did that and some magic, and
Do you still have your first one?
yeah, I do.
Oh, what's his name? Or her
Andy.
name?
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just grew from that over time. But I really didn't do it professionally. I just was goofing around with it, And then later on, when I started doing shows for a living, I did kid shows first. Then I did family, and then I did adults, and then I did dirty, and then I did clean again, and then I did corporate. And I just kind of became like an entertainer.
So, did you take the clothes off the dummies to make them dirty, or no? You just it was
No,
no.
the materials would change. The puppet still stays the same. It's a different head delivering different. It's a same head delivering different stuff.
Gotcha. So tonight we're here to raise money for cancer
Yeah.
research and awareness. Do you have a personal why you decided to say yes to doing this show?
Well, I've never personally had cancer, thank God, but I have licked the big C. No, that's a bad joke.
But
Actually, no, I know a lot of people in my family. Yeah, sure, everyone has people in the family's been affected by this, and it's inevitable that a percentage of people are going to get it. So, yeah, it's very personal to everyone here. And I know Darcy, and she's been through it. My family, grandparents, and everything. Sure, it's a really serious thing, and it's fun to come here and have a little laughter, produce some income for that.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be
it's
a
a great
great. It's going to be a great night. Have you played Westbury Music Fair before?
Once before.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
When
really
was that?
weird. It was last year, and it's in the round, and it's really disorienting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially if you're Asian. You're very disoriented. No, it's just like you stand there, and it's like you're on a carousel. And wonder who stole the horse.
Right. Hello. You know. So tonight, what is your first bit, or who is your first guest that you're going to be bringing out to the set?
Tonight I have several characters here. I just got some new characters. I have a Donald Trump and a Hillary puppet.
You do.
Yeah, and I'm going to do them for a few minutes. No one knows it. Now you know it.
Hello, scooping it right here on Live It Up.
And yeah, I have the Donald and Hillary, and I have a black guy that hates white people, and an old cranky man, and a guy that does ethnic jokes about every ethnicity, and then we turn somebody into a human dog, which I did on America's Got Talent several years ago with the host. So that's another thing that I've never done here either. So that's kind of cool.
I enjoyed this. This has been so much fun. Thank you for spending a little time.
Beats
with me.
working.
Yeah, you know what? I've never worked a day in my life. Darcy, you coming back over on this one too? Come on over. It's
wanna come in
Darcy.
Sit on this lap.
Do
and
do
I'll
do
make it
do do. Darcy, wait, I
Be
know.
a dummy in a minute.
How did you select each of the comedians that are performing with you tonight?
I just picked the best comedians ever.
It wasn't out of a hat.
They weren't available, so then I called
These guys.
these guys.
These guys, these guys,
Them guys.
these guys, them guys are very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of my favorites.
Okay.
On stage and off.
Oh, thank you, sir. That's so nice.
So
Here's the money.
He's got two new puppets that he's unveiling here tonight for you. Did you know that?
I did not know this. I am so surprised.
Big
Tell me, like this, they really do. They bare their soul to
I
me.
surprise him and do puppets first.
I'm doing your act too.
Surprise.
Here's a surprise. My wallet's gone. Which one of you took it?
Speaking of puppets, did you ever meet Sherry?
Yeah,
From
briefly.
Ninja.
Yeah, many
Okay.
years ago. I've actually met everybody at one point or another. Yeah.
Yeah, because her daughter's now carrying on
Yeah, she
that,
is,
which
yeah.
is great. So, and there's not many people that can do what you do. So, did
don't know
you
about
did
that.
you just practice on your own, or is there like a school that you go to become a ventriloquist?
No, hard knocks. I just went out and just started doing it and failed a lot and may fail tonight.
No, you're not gonna fail tonight. Darcy, how about you? Have you ever tried to do that? Have you ever tried to play with a doll and make the doll talk?
You're a girl.
Beg your pardon?
I had the Mrs. Beasley, where you pull the string.
I had Dapper Dan. That's how I learned how to
She's a freak.
She's already starting. Okay,
freak.
so you can tell that here we are in the green room. We've been here all night, and it's almost showtime.
is starting in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes. Okay, so stay tuned for more on Live It Up.
Yeah? So, you don't miss it? Yeah.